Hi, everybody, and welcome to Making Sense with Dustin Lamontagne of Mackey Research Capital. I'm Bryn Griffiths. Hello, Dustin. How are you?
Excellent, Bryn. How's yourself?
Very good. Very, very good. Let's talk about putting a financial plan together. Not just a financial plan, but a solid financial plan. How do you want to start with this one today?
I think I'll just start, with the basic elements of what a financial plan is. Typically we put a financial plan in place for every client that we deal with, and it's really the cornerstone of a person's financial well-being. Any financial plan involves 4 or 5 key elements. Cash flow planning is essential. Of course, your retirement, your investments. We talk about insurance, taxes, which touches every aspect of a financial plan. And then the final step is, the implementation and monitoring that plan ongoing.
I hear this from some of my friends. Oh, it's too late for me. And I say, no, it isn't. You just got to find the right financial advisor who can get you steered in the right direction. Do you hear that often?
Yeah, that's definitely can be a common misconception. You're never too late to start. I met a client a couple weeks ago that was in their early 60s and had their investments spread across, a number of different banks, and their investments weren't scattered. They didn't have a plan. So I met with them. We put together a plan, found out what was important to him and his family, and we ended up getting him set up in a properly managed, well-organized portfolio. Consequently, we're having a number of subsequent meetings to talk about his insurance planning. One of the things that was important to this gentleman was his estate and making sure he had, enough, based on his goals and objectives, enough capital left for his children. Whatever's important to you as an individual, the financial plan, of course, is based on those goals and objectives. So that's what we concentrate on in my practice. And I think that's what most people are looking for out of an advisor.
What about when to start? Too early? 24, 25? What do you think is a good age to start putting a good financial plan so that you're well looked after?
Well, earlier the better because of the value of compounding over time. But
yeah.
To be honest, I haven't met too many people in their 20s and even 30s that are
that's my beer money.
That focused on their finances. Typically, the catalyst to get people thinking about their investments and their financial planning is when they get married and have a family. Because of course, then you're not just worried about yourself. You've got these little children running around that you have to think about. So that's typically when people start their planning.
What about when people make poor investments? You must see this all the time where somebody now comes to you and says, I made a mistake in the past. Can we fix that? That type of thing. This isn't exactly what people do. This is what you do.
Yeah, exactly, Bryn. And, the main value, I think, in a financial advisor, other than, managing the financial plan for clients, is really to be that voice of reason and to keep people on an even keel. In my estimation and my experience, which is, touching on 25 years now, individuals make poor investors. And there's a number of different reasons for that, but typically the number one reasons are because of something called cognitive biases. And, maybe Dr. Gans would be able to speak a little more fluently on that subject. But the basic premise is that people don't like taking a loss. And they hold on to their losers way too long, and they tend to not hold on to their winners because they want to cash the paycheck, so to speak. So I've seen people that sell out of winning stock positions far too early. And then I've seen people hold on to individual stock positions far too long. So
I'm going to bring this up because you're cross-promoting podcasts for me here. I do a podcast with a psychologist, and his his main topic is stress. Well, stress certainly fits in here, but Dr. Gans, if you want to check his website or check out his podcast that I do with him, it's askdrgans.com. We'll have to do a cross promotion on one of his shows with you. But yeah, there's stress involved for people. And that's one of the reasons why I like a financial advisor, is because you're taking a lot of that stress away.
Well, it's part of it. But the tool that takes the stress away is the financial plan. If you've got your ducks in a row and you're organized and you're working with somebody who's competent, things of course are going to go a lot more smoothly. You never set out on a road trip and just put the Google map in the glove box and sort of wing it. You want to get to where you're going, and think of your financial plan as just your roadmap. It's going to get you where you want to go. I've got on my investment practice a little over 200 households that I look after, and I can tell you that there's definitely some issues that cross everybody's path. But at the end of the day, every single financial plan is different than anyone else's, because of course people have their own goals and objectives. And that's why you work with a financial advisor, is to make sure that those goals and objectives, 20, 30 years down the road are satisfied and achieved. So at the end of the day, that's our main goal.
You seem like a very patient guy, where I'm guessing most investors are not. Most people don't like taking a loss, and more importantly, they take those gains way too quickly. So you got to keep people calm. Is that a big thing for you?
Yeah, I think within the industry, we say we earn our keep. Not when the getting is good. When markets are going up, it's fairly easy to manage money. But when things go the other way, and when inevitably they do, markets go up like an escalator and they go down like an elevator. So I like to say I earn my keep in those tumultuous periods. I think back to 2000 with the tech bubble. I think back to 2008-9 with the financial crisis. It's been pretty smooth sailing, for the last 7, 8, 9 years. But I can see the writing on the wall. There's some things building that are going to create another, event which pushes these markets back down the other way. And if you're not working with an advisor, I think you're probably less likely to be prepared for that inevitable drop when it comes.
So to kind of wrap this up, if I was coming to you and I said I needed to put a financial plan together, what do I need to bring to you?
The first step is just to have an introductory meeting. From there, we determine, what it is that's important to you, you and your family, and we go from there. Typically, if I'm meeting a client for the first time, it'll be a series of 3 to 4 meetings where we, really, really dive deep into the issues that are important to that individual, and then we go from there.
Are people a little scared because they don't like where they're at financially and they don't want other people to see that, but yet you can really be a life preserver for a lot of people?
Well, it's funny because money is not one of those topics that people like to talk about with people, with other people. How many of us know how much wealth our parents have, for example? It's just not something that people discuss. And what I try and encourage is to get it out in the open, because, especially when I'm dealing with family or intergenerational wealth, it's very important for instance, mom and dad to let the kids know what's going on. And then we can do planning for the whole family unit. So you're definitely right where that's concerned, Bryn.
Do it now. Financial planning, huge, huge. And that's it for today. We have more helpful hints coming your way again next week. And just a reminder, the markets and financial numbers change frequently. So anything we might have said today can easily change by later today or overnight. Now, if you'd like some more information, how to get a hold of Dustin, what's your phone number?
780-905-7729.
And the email address?
dlamontang@mackeyresearch.com.
It's really simple. He just mentioned it. Just go to the website if you want some more information at mackeyresearch.com. Dustin, thanks for your time today. And thanks for listening to Making Sense. Have yourself a great one.